stay consistent is all I'm saying. Because to the left, Trump is to the left what Hillary is to the right. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's just kind of put it there. For me, if I'm going to go hard at someone, I have to go hard on the other one as well that maybe is on my side.
Well, unless they're not equivalent.
Oh, so to you between the two, I'm assuming the lesser of the two evil to you is Hillary.
Man, you're not. I'm doing facts. Did someone ask a leader of another country to conduct a criminal investigation against the child of a rival?
If we do that, I can bring 1,000,001 different things that Biden has done and Obama's done and show it to you. And then what are you going to say?
So this is a conversation about give me space on missile defense, and you want to say that's the same as asking for...
Do you want me to pull up what Biden told the guy that here's what we're going to do?
No, I want you to answer the question I just asked you. Are you saying this is equivalent or not?
I think every one of them at the same level. If you're asking for a favor that we'll do this afterwards, it should be held at the same level.
I disagree. If the favor is about a diplomatic conversation that doesn't involve a political rival, I see that as diplomacy. Now, you might not like the diplomacy, but that's not what.
So let me ask you this: Why the infatuation with Ukraine all of a sudden with U.S.? Why? Why are we all of a sudden So Iran on the other end, people are there getting killed, plummeted, they're getting crushed, they're getting destroyed, and our attention is only on Ukraine. We're not thinking about that. Why are we doing what we're doing with Ukraine and not some of the other places? You know how many American people are sitting there saying, oh, so when he said that and the link between the son and Ukraine and himself in the past, all the stuff that pulled up and the New York Post story was hidden, and then afterwards, Mark Zuckerberg said that I was talking in communication with FBI, which he probably didn't even think he just said that. And then, the story of Pfizer announces the vaccine is ready 3 days after the election is over with. All of this stuff you're sitting there watching saying, listen, man, I have a hard time believing what the hell is going on here. Now I see what's going on with Ukraine. You have to understand, the same way when you say the conspiracy theorists from both sides, the left's got its own conspiracies that they follow. Like Hillary said, the election was a fraud for 3-4 years. All I'm saying is, if you're going to say that, we have to stay consistent. We can't only see when people were saying Trump, Russia, I said, hey, if you think that's the case, prove it. I don't know. This recent guy that went viral, Tate, who's all over the place. Wow, do you know what Tate did? I said, listen, man, there's a big difference between, breaking the law and offending people.
That's correct.
If he offended you, I don't give a shit if he offended. I'm offended on a daily basis. If he broke the law, that's got to go with the court. I have no control over that. I don't have the investigation. So when the Russia thing took place, Trump, Adam Schiff. Okay, if that's I don't have access to that. Do your job and prove it, right?
That's right.
And then 3 years later, Durham comes out. This was a dossier paid for Hillary, 35 million American people. And now you're no longer talking about a CNN. You just forgot about Russia. And for 3.5 years, that's all you guys ever talked about. What happened?
Well, guys, excuse me, you're talking to Philip Mudd. You're not talking to CNN.
You guys being CNN is what I'm saying too.
I'm a contractor for CNN. I'm not an employee. I go and speak what I say. I attack President Trump. I've said negative things about Hillary Clinton. So I'm not here as a spokesman for CNN.
Right.
To be
all
very
I'm
clear.
saying is when you're talking about holding one side to the fire, we have to hold all sides to the fire. If we're going to do that, we have to stay consistent. That's all I'm saying.
Well, CNN is clearly paying the price for having an agenda and being biased and not holding both sides accountable. I think what you said is there is a major difference between fact and feelings, right? So Trump pissed off a lot of frickin' people. That doesn't mean that he was a criminal. I'm not saying that he's not a criminal. That needs to be proven.
That's not my job, though.
Right.
My job isn't to prove that. If the lady in New York, what's her name?
Letitia James.
If her in New York, she wants to file a lawsuit, $250 million towards Trump and lose licensing. Guess what? Hey, it sucks, but guess what? They can do that, and then you can come back and make the argument. You're going to have to spend a lot of money on legal fees, so maybe that's a way of getting them to spend a lot of money on legal fees. And she did campaign on the fact that if you elect me, I'm going to sue the Trump family.
Yeah,
she kept her promise. To me, that's like
And there's where politicians. And this is one problem with the American political culture, where people involved in civil and criminal cases are elected. Politicians who argue during a campaign that somebody should be prosecuted, to me, that's something that should be borderline illegal. Suggesting that somebody, whether it's Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton, should be locked up should be the judgment of people at the Department of Justice. Those people should be separate as they are or are supposed to be. If you look at Bill Barr, for example, from the White House and political pressure. We have gotten way too comfortable in this country with people saying, not only do I not like my adversary, I said this 10 minutes ago, but my adversary is an enemy to America and they should be in a jail. That's third world.
Lock her up.
That is, yeah. Or saying again that the people who too quickly say Mar-a-Lago, he should be charged.
Right.
Well, that's a legal process that should involve fact by professionals, not politicians. And I object to the January 6th committee saying I want to make referrals. They should not be telling the department, like the Department of Justice doesn't have an investigation and know how to look at an investigation and facts. As soon as you make a referral, one, you're saying politicians think something should happen. And as soon as the Department of Justice moves, and I don't think the January 6th committee has thought about this enough, somebody on the right's going to say, you're doing that because Congress told you to, not because that's a good case. I think January 6th ought to do their own investigation and say nothing to the Department of Justice beyond here's some documents if you want them.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.